A good evening to you and welcome to another edition of Primetime News. I'm Primrose Harasis. In our lead story tonight, diplomats from the United States of America, China, Ethiopia, Burundi and the United Nations Resident Coordinator presented letters of credence to President Dr. Hage Geingob at State House today. More on this story.
We are planning to send the experts here to meet with the Namibian experts so that they can identify areas of cooperation in order not only to strengthen our bilateral relations, but also to find a solution, a common solution to overcome these challenges.
This is a mutually beneficial relationship. We are both developing countries. Our two economies are complementary to each other, and we also enjoy traditional friendship. So both our countries want to have an even greater development of our bilateral relationship so as to bring more benefits to our two peoples. I'm very confident with the prospect of our bilateral relationship. And as ambassador, we will work very hard to promote common interests of China and Namibia. I will do all the things good for China, good for Namibia, and good for our bilateral relations.
My intent is to continue to build. I think there's great value in continuing to be a creator and to build linkages that matter. So I believe fundamentally in the spirit of partnership and mutual respect. So across all of the areas in which we cooperate with the government of Namibia in health and other priorities, I have a real priority to see how we can deepen and strengthen that bond.
On the hydrological front, Minister of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform, Kalle Schledwein, says there is an urgent need to address and strengthen transboundary cooperation, application of water diplomacy tools, climate-proof security policy, and improved water governance. Schledwein made the remarks during the Regional Association 1 Hydrology and Water Coordination Panel hybrid meeting on Wednesday.
Notably, water resources are under increasing pressure due to demographic, economic and social climatic changes, as well as ever-growing global demand for energy and food and water. Better management of water resources requires strengthened transboundary cooperation, application of water diplomacy tools, climate-proof security policies and improved water governance. The effectively addressing these challenges, we need to come up with new ideas and approaches at regional and international level. Since rivers, lakes and oceans and aquifers are not political or community boundaries, we need to move away from old practices of monitoring and managing these vital resources on a fragmented and isolated basis.
On to legal matters. Chief Justice Peter Jevute on Wednesday expressed concern with the mismatch of funds and workload facing the judiciary officers, judges and magistrates in the country. Let's have a listen in.
The Office of the Judiciary received a budget reallocation, 369,480,000 Namibian dollars. After the midterm budget review, that amount was greatly increased by 17.2 million to 386,714,000 Namibian dollars. Although the amount that we considered required and necessary to meet our actual needs was 397,853,627 Namibian dollars. Be that as it may, and undeterred, just as was the case in the year 2021, The judiciary undertook the commitment and diligence, its core mandate of delivering quality justice to our people. In that regard, I wish to make a few now familiar observations, which have been a source of pride for the office since it was established in fact on the 21st December 2015. The first is that for the last financial year, just as in the previous years, the office recorded a high budget execution rate of 74% as we spent 208 million and 78,822.82% of the total funds allocated.
The German ambassador to Namibia, Herbert Beck, says National Archives guard the written and orally recorded memories of a nation and are a source of information for its citizens. He made the remarks during the launch of the Records Restoration Facility at the National Archives of Namibia. Take a listen.
I thank you for inviting me to the official launch of the Restoration Facility of Historical Records here at the National Archives of Namibia. This will allow the National Archives to restore important historical records in-house. Let me express my appreciation to the Republic of Namibia, particularly to the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture, through the Directorate of Namibia Library and Archive Services, and all officials who participated in the successful establishment of the Record Restoration Facility at the National Archives of Namibia. The implementation was a success thanks to your hard work.
Without proper records management practices, audits cannot be carried out, fraud cannot be proven, and those responsible for the financial management of the organizations cannot be held accountable for their actions. This is the reason why the National Archives.
When we return, we'll shed light on the Bragwater Weighbridge closure. Welcome to the business segment. The Roads Authority recently announced the temporary closure of the Bragwater Weighbridge after lightning caused a power outage at the weighbridge on Monday. More on this story.
The Roads Authority, in a media statement issued on Wednesday, said the weighbridge's power supply was struck by lightning at around 1700 hours on Monday, which caused a complete power outage. As a result, the weighbridge is currently closed for all services until further notice. Clients seeking weighbridge certificates should visit the Aris Weighbridge for assistance. The Roads Authority will inform the public once services at the Bragwater Weighbridge resumes.
Zambia's government says everything is being done to ensure the commissioning of the Kafue Gorge lower hydropower station's last generator. The station is expected to become fully operational by the end of March. Here are the details.
The full operation of the power station, which is located on the Kafu River, is expected to help tackle the country's current electricity deficit, said Kushika Sanda, the chief government spokesperson. 4 generators of the 750-megawatt power plant, constructed by China's hydropower engineering and construction company Sinohydro and funded by the Export-Import Bank of China, have so far been commissioned. Zambia is experiencing a power deficit caused by low water levels at one of its main power plants, the Kariba North Bank Power Station, resulting in state-run power utility, ZESCO Limited, initiating a rotational load-shedding exercise.
That's where we leave it with the top news for this evening. Up next is the economics roundup, followed by the weather forecast. Welcome to Sport Planet. Football leads this segment. Minister of Sport, Youth and National Service, Agnes Shongarero, says women's football in Namibia has struggled for many years to gain adequate recognition. Shalva Wells filed this story.
The minister made these remarks during the announcement of a 3-year title sponsorship of the Namibian Football Association Women's Football Super League by First National Bank of Namibia in the capital on Wednesday. She noted that while the disparities has existed for years, FNB's commitment, valued at 7.5 million, shows a clear silver lining around a dark cloud. Shongarera noted that she has no doubt that this agreement will strengthen the foundation of women's football, on which the Namibia national football team, fondly known as the Brave Gladiators, must thrive. FNB's executive for retail banking, Nangula Kalume, stated that part of their commitment to helping Namibia become more globally competitive is fundamentally rooted in empowering the society and communities in which they operate. FNB's Women's Super League has 14 clubs, and 2 will be automatically relegated at the end of the 2022-2023 season, leaving only 12 clubs to begin the subsequent season. The FNB Women's Super League begins on Saturday, with most matches scheduled to be played at the NFA Technical Center.
On to the Indoor Hockey World Cup underway in South Africa. The senior national men's indoor hockey team remain confident at achieving their goal of reaching the next round despite going down 4-1 against Belgium on Wednesday. Our sports journalist, Hezron Kapanga, gives us more.
The International Hockey Federation Indoor Hockey World Cup is underway at Hartfeld Arena in Pretoria, South Africa, where Namibia has a male and female team competing against the best in the world. Speaking after their 4th match at the championships, captain of the senior national men's indoor hockey team, David Strauss, said they will call on their renowned fighting spirit to seal a spot for the first time in the competition's playoff. Strauss said they know New Zealand are not an easy side and they can surprise anyone at any time, but they are still confident that they can finish in the top 4. The Namibian men's team will face New Zealand in a key showdown this evening. A win could clinch their place in the top 4 in Pool B, which is led by Austria with 12 points.
Stand by for your sports roundup. With the sports news, we have come to the end of tonight's newscast. Thanks for watching. Do catch us tomorrow for another update of local, continental, and global headlines. From myself, Primrose Harasis, and the crew behind the scenes, it's good night.